David is a big teddy bear. David is kind. He wants to help anyone that's in need. David loves animals. I mean, he's just the gentlest person. He's just big, so he can be intimidating. And when David's on the right path, he is amazing. He will lead other clients to doing the right thing. He's just awesome. I mean, he sings, he laughs, he jokes, he does it all.
David. So David is a funny one. He definitely has a lot of leadership skills. He likes to help any of the new participants that come out to work. If something needs to be swept up or something needs to be done, you really don't have to tell him. He just goes over and takes it upon himself and he'll do it. And he gets along well with any and everybody. He's a jokester, but he's a hard worker. And he sweats bullets, and he'll get the job done. And he's just a go-getter. And I like go-getters. It makes my job easier.
Having a conversation with David makes my day. David is a sweet, loving, empathetic person who has had a hard life, and has made some mistakes along the way. But our mistakes don't define us. When David was a teenager, he was with a group of friends that chose to commit a crime. David got caught up in that, so that put him in jail. And he unfortunately was beaten in jail. He was released early due to that, but he's very lucky to have a good support system with his brother and sister.
We didn't have a really good childhood at all. You could say, as far as the abuse goes, we used to get beatings. But, what could we do?
Well, as David said, I had a trying childhood. Wasn't the best. And a lot of David's mental disabilities came from being abused. Some of us were able to get away, and he was stuck there. So when he was younger, not having anyone to guide him or teach him the right way to do things, he fell into the wrong crowd.
I was my own guardian. And that's why I have a guardian now. I could make positive decisions on my own.
David started getting better as we started putting more positivity with staffing and everything around him. And we went through a war, but we made it.
At first, they wasn't gonna hire me, but then they said they're gonna give me a second chance to get it right. They didn't look at the past, they looked at the future. Even though I was a convicted felon, they said, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and try to give him another chance.
We don't turn our back on anyone. A lot of the individuals that come here, there aren't any other options for them to go to day programming. There aren't other options for them to work.
In order for him to be the person that he is every day, to be successful, to come from the background that he comes from, with the obstacles, the prison time, and just being able to start over fresh and new and get through the Second Chance program, you have to have a good support team, and he has that. Because no one can be successful alone. You have to have those people.
If I didn't have staff, I would have been back in prison, because when I first got out, I was living a dangerous life.
And now I think the goals and the things that he set for himself, he's starting to see that he can accomplish those things.
I think that quality for David to be able to feel that way and make other people feel that way is because he knows himself. He understands himself, what it's like to be new, to start over, to not know how to do certain activities or certain jobs, and he knows what it's like to not understand. And understanding is big, because you have to have empathy for other people in order to fulfill any job or any position. You have to have that empathy on the inside of you to understand where someone else is coming from and what they feel. And David has that.
David doesn't know what a wonderful person he is. He doesn't realize what he gives to me every day, what he gives to everybody here every day. That's his smile. You know, I don't think he realizes that because he seems always surprised when we give him positive feedback. He genuinely is such a gracious, honest, loving person, and that comes naturally to him. You know, and he's resilient. You know, he in this kind of world right now we live in where there's so much negativity and us not being kind to each other, David's kind.
He's always been told that he wouldn't be able to accomplish this and accomplish that. So I think him being able to accomplish holding down this job for 3 years is very important to him. And I think that's what Goodwill gave him.
I like my job. You know what I mean? Made me feel good. I can say I'm doing my part in trying to be a leader and because I got positive people around me. 5, 6, 7 years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do it because I didn't have that positive people I got now around me.
Congratulations, David.
You are extraordinary.